Hello and good morning. This is going to be fast because I have to get back to work and finishing up my deadline stuff. So, Lanolips Lip Balm. And I am going to use my TirTir foundation for the second time and try it out again. What I did was I had the sachets. Hang on, I'll grab it. Thank you for my coffee, darling. Say hi to Echo.
Oh. Does that go on?
Well, yeah, but...
Sorry, Echo.
Anyway, so I had they came in sachets. Pardon the interruption, you know how it goes around here. And I've put them all in this little pot. So I emptied it out because there was so much of it left and I didn't want to waste it. And so I mixed all the colors together and it came to a decent color for me. So I want to try this again. I'm, according to my friend Steph, shiny, juicy again. Hubby brought in coffee. He said hi to Echo. Well, he apologized to Echo because he made a rude sound. But it's a guy thing, right? We know that happens if you're a guy. I mean, hubby is, you know, not young, but there are times when I swear he's like a 6-year-old. Anyway, so I'm going to be fast. I hope. I'm going to use the same primer, which is my Kind Collective Primer in Miracle Glow Skin Serum in the champagne color. And that worked out really well yesterday. I guess what I want to kind of try out, that was just a little bit there, and sort of experiment with it a little bit more. Because I always find that with foundations, you know, first impressions, you wear it once and you go, oh yeah, you know, it does this, it does that, I kind of like it. But really, it's not until you wear a foundation, like, every day for a week or, you know, regularly for many times under different conditions with different things layered and stuff like that, that you really know how it performs and how you like it and things like that. So today is day number 2 or trial number 2. I'm going to put my coffee up here so I don't knock it over and I can have access to my powders. And I am just going to do the same thing I did yesterday, which was dot a bunch around my face. I'm not using much, and I don't actually think I need much. And I'm wondering if I need to, what do you call that thing? Work fast and kind of not dot it around, but I've done what I've done, so it is what it is. And I think I wanted to also use a bit less today. I mean, the coverage yesterday was insane, and the lasting power was really, really incredible. But it also felt like too much. And at the end of the day, I just could not wait to get it off my face. I was done. Like, it didn't look cakey or it didn't look makeup-y, and it looked really flawless and really, really nice. But, you know, I was just done with all the makeup. I just wanted it off my face. So that's what I'm doing today. And I'm trying to be fast and buff it into my skin well. And I have to say, I really do like the way it handles my pores. I'm going to put a bit more on my nose because I know that's my problem area. I'm going to put a little bit more around my cheeks. Again, problem area, but it's really like little. I'm not using much. It's just, you know, a tiny, tiny dot. I think if I were to use this, like if it came in a pump bottle, which I know it doesn't, I would have to be really careful because I think one pump would be way too much. Okay, this is nice. I'm seeing the glow still. I'm still shiny, juicy, but I am also feeling, and I feel like I've got good coverage, but not crazy coverage compared to yesterday because I used a lot less. And I'm okay with that because I don't need full coverage. And yep, that's good. I like that. So I'll see how that goes and how that will feel at the end of the day, because, you know, a lot of the thing, sorry, itchy nose. The thing I didn't like yesterday was the fact that it just felt like a lot of makeup by the end of the day was just sitting on my face and I wanted it gone. So I'm going to powder. I'm using an old Bobbi Brown brush that has seen better days. The handles had been taped up. I pick up some powder. I'm using, again, my Coty Airspun Loose Face Powder in Translucent in the original formula because I want to be consistent. And I'm just, what I do is I blended the powder after I pick it up into my brush so that it's evenly distributed. And I'll just kind of pounce it all over my face. I'm going to use a different blush though. I felt like the blush yesterday that I used from the, what was it called? The Too Faced Sugar Peach Wet and Dry Face and Eye Palette. I felt like it was too much and it was just a little too glowy. I mean, it was beautiful, but it was probably a combination of me being a little too heavy-handed and there was just too much shiny, glowy going on under my skin anyway. And it just, you know, everything felt like a lot yesterday when I did this. So I forgot to do that. Just clean off my eyebrows, the foundation from my eyebrows. I find that when I remember to do this step, the brow gel applies better because it's not picking up all the goop from my foundation that, you know, got onto my eyebrows while I was at it. So I'm just gonna dust over that a little bit. This is me trying to be fast. I don't think I'm doing a very good job of it, but I will get there. And we are just gonna, I'm not going anywhere, by the way, today. It's a weekend day, but I have a deadline. There's a book for a client coming out next week, and today I have final edits, so I'm working on that. And this morning I was actually organized enough to touch up my brow tint, which I try to do once every 2 weeks, just to give my brows a chance to sort of look pretty decent, or attempt to look decent. And I always like the first few, sort of like the first week after the brow tint, because it's so easy. Just a little bit of brow gel. This is my DIY brow gel, which I have talked about non-stop, because it's all I use. And the concealer, of course, is my usual Urban Decay 24x7 concealer pencil in the color DEA. Do I even need to mention this at this point? Because that's all I use for under my eyebrows. And I'm still using my Anastasio Skinny Brow Pencil Brow Wiz in dark brown for my eyebrow pencil. The nice thing about when I tint my eyebrows is the bald spot at the top here requires very little touching up. The first few days is just very little touching up with regards to the eyebrows, which I really like. Okay, we're done there. Eyeshadow. I don't even know why I'm putting on eyeshadow. I just like putting on eyeshadow, and of course for me eyeshadow is so simple because it's really just a bit of bronzer these days. That seems to be my go-to, and I love that soft, just slightly contoured eye look. I could be going through a phase. But using bronzer, I like because it's so easy. Too Faced Shadow Insurance eyeshadow primer, which I have depotted. And for eyeshadow, I am just going to use the Kind Collective Kind Face No. 5 Glorious Shimmer Bronzer. And isn't that just such a gorgeous eyeshadow color? I can't imagine using it as a bronzer, because look how coppery it is. But makes a great eyeshadow for me. So yes, this is I'm just trying to focus and not talk too much, which you know that's hard for me, right? So, oh, wrong one. And this is my Ulta Beauty single eyeshadow in the shade Camel, which I have used pretty much in almost every single video, or I have at least mentioned in almost every single video. And this is fast, this is quick, this is, you know, I'm not going to spend another 3 minutes trying to put on eyeliner, because that takes a long time and I'm not very good at it. Gosh, I need to use this Kind Collective bronzer as eyeshadow more. I mean, I know I already use it a lot, but that is so me. I feel very me when I do this. Okay, that's as good as it's going to get. Nobody's going to see me today except for hubby, so I did have a friend who was going to pop over and drop off our eyeglasses because they are ready, and she works for the eyeglass place that we go to. But I told her not to bother because, you know, work. And I am just going to go. Oh, wow. Did you hear that? That was hubby sneezing from 2 rooms away with the door shut. That was loud. Nars Orgasm, because When I want fast and easy and something that looks good, Nars Orgasm to the rescue. So my Nars blush in the shade Orgasm. So I'm pretty much doing the same thing as I did yesterday, more or less. Slightly different sort of, you know, eye and cheek products, but otherwise everything's pretty much the same. I feel like my skin's still looking pretty perfected, but I also don't feel like the coverage is nearly as heavy as it was yesterday because I was using a lot less, and I feel good about that. And yes, so we're just gonna finish off with some Guerlain Meteorite pearls in the color, I think this is the original color, and powder in light. And I'm just blending under my eye because that's where the creases are. And I didn't, I didn't apply my lip balm under my eyes to prevent creasing or just keep it more moist. But I did use my Night Balm eye cream, which is very balmy and even more emollient than the lip balm. So I hope that helps. And I'm just gonna blend out. Maybe I can keep this video under 20 minutes and it'd be kind of an achievement for me, right? Or just around about 20 minutes. Okay, that is it. That is the face. I will do what I did yesterday. Oh, oops. I did not mean to do that. I stuck my blush brush into my Meteorites powder, and that was not what I was going to do. So I'm just using my, what do they call these things? The color switch to clean off my brush and just add a little bit more blush back on because I, you know, done the whole blendy thing with the powder. And for lips, I'm not going to do anything fancy. I'm just going to throw on a lip balm and grab a I'm not suited to doing things fast. This is why my videos are long, and even this is a long video in comparison to like some people who, I don't know how, those shorts where they have to like, you know, edit everything down to like a minute. I saw this really interesting recipe last night. And I thought, oh yeah, I'll give that a shot. And it was 30 seconds on how to make like a Korean rapoki noodle dish. And man, 30 seconds is not a lot of time. And I had to watch that thing 3 times. And then I ended up recording the audio and putting the audio into Word to get Word to give me the transcript from the audio. This is Microsoft Word. So that I could actually see like what she was saying with regards to the instructions and the ingredients. And even then, it didn't get half the stuff. Even the recording didn't get half the stuff because she was talking, I don't think she was talking fast, but she sped it up really fast so that it could go in like as a video for under a minute. It's insane. Absolutely insane. Anyway, I am done talking. Well, I'm going to stop talking. This is my Nars Orgasm. No, everything is Nars Orgasm for me, isn't it? This is my Nars Afterglow Lip Balm in Turbo. And it is absolutely, it's gorgeous. I love it. And this will not last very long because it's just a lip balm, but I will reapply it. I've used a lot of it. Look, there's like, it's way down in there, which I'm glad because it's still taking absolutely forever to use up. That's how much is left. I love it, but I will not repurchase it because I have other lip balms that are just as nice and less expensive. Okay, so this is it. This is the final look. I'm just gonna come up close, and I don't know if you've watched the previous video, you could probably compare sort of the skin, and I like this a lot better, I have to say, because I've used less and it looks lighter, but I still feel like I've got really, really good coverage. So I'm going to go about my day, and then when I take my makeup off at the end of the day, I'll hop back on just to show very quickly what it looks like before I wash everything off, and just sort of give the final verdict of how I feel about using less and having a lighter layer, but still having the coverage, and how it actually holds up. So thank you, and I will see you later. Bye-bye. Good evening. It's been a full 12 hours, maybe a bit more. I'm not really sure. But I'm ready to take all this makeup off. And the good thing is, I don't feel as though the foundation was really heavy on my face today. And I don't feel like when I wore it the first time, I was like, I have to get this off. Like, I've had it on for a day. It's been about 10 or so hours, and I just cannot stand it on my face anymore because it felt like this thick, heavy makeup on my face, even though it didn't entirely look it. However, today, as I said before, I used very little in comparison, and I think it still looks like really nice. There's a little bit of my skin peeking through, but that's because I didn't use as much, but the coverage is still incredible. And I've just woken up from a nap. Well, no, not just woken up from a nap, but I woke up from a nap a few hours ago. I worked all day, and then we had lunch, very late lunch, and I did some things, and then I kind of zonked out because I was just so tired, and I slept hard for a good 2.5 hours. So this is what hopefully you can see, because probably better on the side because the light is on the side, what it looks like. But it looks pretty good. It doesn't feel dry. It doesn't look dry. I'm just gonna look in the mirror here, and it looks nice. Even my nose, which I've kind of been rubbing at, has held up pretty well. And aside from like somewhere around here, the rest of it looks good. I have to say, I'm very, very impressed with this foundation in terms of its longevity and how long wearing it is. That said, I think that I would only really wear it like if I have an event, or if I'm going to have, like, I know I'm going to have a really long day, like if I'm going into the city, and I'm leaving like first thing in the morning, and I don't get back till late in the evening, and it's like a good sort of 16 hour day. I think that would be when I would wear this foundation. I'm not crazy about the cushion format. I have to admit, I don't really like the cushion format. A lot of the reason why I've never actually bought any cushion foundation is because I just don't like the cushion format. And I'm not quite sure what I would do about that, because I would use this so infrequently that I think I will, like, it will dry out before I get through all of it and use it all up. At the moment, I've got it in this little pot, and this was just from that little sample foil thing that I bought, and there were 6 of them, 6 different colors, and it was 6 grams, 1 gram per color. And this is, I think, if I remember correctly, a 7 ml pot, or about a 7 ml pot. And it's filled up half the pot. I mean, that's a lot of foundation. That is, you know, a good sort of 3.5, 4 mils of foundation. And that will last me a very long time, considering how like teeny tiny, what a teeny tiny like amount I use. So, you know, value for money. If you don't like slather it on and have a really thick layer of foundation on, and you don't use a lot of it, and you don't have to, I think if you use a lot of it, it's not gonna look good. Maybe people for oily skin it would be better, but people with like normal skin like I have, or even normal to dry skin, which is sometimes what I have, or dry skin, I don't think it would look good if you like just pile it on and use a lot of it to get really full coverage. Unless, you know, you kind of did what I did earlier today, which was just, you know, have a lot of glow and a lot of dew and have a very moisturized, hydrated base underneath it so that it looks good. But anyway, yeah, so this is it. If you want to compare with the first time I tried it, I will try to remember to link that video below of my first try on of this foundation. And yeah, so that's it. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time. If you would like, please like, comment, subscribe, do all the YouTubey things. I would really appreciate it. And I'm sure YouTube would appreciate it too, because then they'll know you're watching and I'll know you're watching, that kind of thing. And yeah, so I'm off. It's late. I'm going to wash up, have a cup of tea, and go read a book. And I'm going to celebrate the fact that I don't have to work tonight because I'm done with my deadline for today. Thank you so much. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.